2 to go. So number 11, I have the tone on tone on. There is the number 11 card. It's basically we're taking that background piece, which is going to leave us a 1/4 inch all the way around it. Let me grab. Do I want to do white or green? Let's do white. So it's going to leave a 1/4 inch all the way around my card. So it's going to have that white border. And then it's just that smaller square in the corner, which is a 2 by 2 square. So I'm going to do a sentiment on my tone on tone, I think, for this one. I just thought that would be kind of fun. And there is my pattern paper. Now keep in mind, this one definitely has that tan on there, so I am going to remember to bring in my tea dye ink and add that onto my pink piece. I think I'm going with the pink. I mean, either would work on that one, so keep that in mind. I'm going to wait with doing the outside of this piece until after I have my stamping. So for this one, I'm going with that little judgy chick because he's adorably cute. And I might want to pull in a scrap of green. I'm pretty sure I have a scrap of green from my original cut somewhere. So this farm runs on sarcasm and silent judgment. Or I could do what drama, I'm just here for the buzz, and then do the little one as well. So maybe we'll do the what drama in the background. And we'll bring in the little fly to kind of fill in some space. So tone on tone means I'm going to go with a green. So this one is, I think it's key lime in the Close to My Heart world. Close to My Heart, or like Stampin' Up, or any of your stamp companies that have coordinating inks and cardstock. It's the easiest way to go tone on tone. But usually you can find a color, like I could definitely find a distressed ink to go with this one if I wanted to. Which one would I go with? Maybe Twisted Citron, but Twisted Citron's kind of, maybe old paper. Or, yeah, I would probably go old paper for this one for tone on tone. So I'm just going to start with this one, and keep in mind my image is going to be over here. Now we could go this way with this one, or we could go this way with this one. I'm going to go this way. And do I want to do a pattern, or do I just want to do random? I think I'm going to go with pattern. So I'm going to start at an angle. I'm doing this with a block just because for me it's easier to kind of do freehand with the block, and patterning you can do with the block, or you can do it on your platform. Keep in mind, if you're going to go at an angle, if you make yourself like a, can I say, a guide, would really help with this one. So I didn't stamp it perfect, so that just means this time I'm going to go down with it a little bit. So it's kind of in a line, but it's not going to be a perfect line. And yes, you could definitely put it this way. Use some magnets if you have a magnetic platform, and like follow the line across. Let's see, 1, 2. We're going to go slightly below that line. And making sure that you're hitting different parts of the sentiment on your side is going to help a little bit. And I'm going to go, because I messed up that second line, I'm just going to kind of keep that trend up and go kind of back and forth. Kind of keeping at that angled line, but also kind of bumping one up, bumping one down. And so I'm going to do the same when I get to this one here. But I think this one I'm going to want to go higher. And the next one I'm going to go lower. Continue my pattern. And let's see. Let's go here. Those end pieces. Okay. And then just to finish it out, just a little bit there. So I have my tone on tone in that one. Do I want to add the bee? I think I'm going to add the little, it's not a bee, it's a fly. Can't talk today. So I'm going to add the little fly as well. So if you're doing block stamping, I will tell you, if your block is closer to size of your stamp, you're going to have an easier time doing it. If you have a teeny tiny little stamp and a big old block. So if I was using this one with this one, your pressure is going to be harder to equal. And so you might have a little bit more struggle getting an even pressure on your stamp, and you might have like some warped images. The same goes for like sentiments like this. The closer to size your block is to your stamp, the better. They make some really cheap block sets on Amazon if you know you block stamp, and that's something you do. I like the close to my heart ones, which I know they don't make anymore, just because they have that grip. Not all of them have the grip anymore. I don't know if I know which ones have the grip. I wish I could tell you offhand which ones. I know I have a couple that do. So it's just watching to see if they have like a bevel in there to kind of have a finger hold on them. It makes it easier for my hands to grab onto them. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're looking. I'm going to come in with the speckled egg for my little fly and hope to God it doesn't look like crap. Sorry, it's a family show and I said, well, that's not a bad word to me. Anyway, so for this one, I'm going to test it out because I know my little critter down here is going to be like right here. So it looks fine. It doesn't look like it's like totally off the wall. And this one, I'm really just going to kind of go random. I'm going to try to avoid the sentiment, but I'm not worried if my sentiment gets covered. I hope that makes sense. Like, you know, if it's a little over the top, it's not a big deal. But I'm just trying to kind of fill in a little bit on that background. I am going to stamp where my image is going to go on the bottom, just because I don't know what's going to hang out, what's not going to hang out. But I want it to look like it's a finished piece of paper. Also, making sure that you stamp some that go off the edges. It just kind of helps continue that pattern off of the edge of the paper. So, pretty quick and easy to do some stamp pattern backgrounds. This already has my, so it has my sentiment on it and it adds a little bit. And so this way, adding in this little guy to the bottom isn't gonna look, I don't know, can I say it's not gonna look too far off? Ooh, score. So I do have a little scrap piece here. I'm just gonna ink that one up. Wait for that to dry just a little bit. So I'm just gonna pull this one in just to give my little chickie some grounding. I have a hard time letting them float up in space. I don't know why. It's just, it's a me thing. Don't feel that you need to add in the grounding. It'll be fine one way or the other. This or that is totally a Jamie thing. I won't like it, and so therefore I'll be, you know, I'll look at it and I won't like it. So to me, it's just pleasing to the eye to have a grounding. Place to stand, man. I don't like, you know, or sit, I guess. A place to sit. I don't like standing in the middle of nowhere all the time. Oh, look, I had ink on my finger and I got it on the background. Go figure. Okay, so now I'm just going to come in and add in my little character. He's just going to go in the middle. You could definitely do like a little mini scene. Put some little puffy clouds in the background there. Would be cute. But this one we're just going to pop on here. I think he's so cute because he's just so judgy. And before I put that one down, so I can go with the brown because that's what I did on the rest, but feel free to go with like a, you know, something else on your background. You could do the blue speckled egg in there. I'm just going to go and hit the outside. Now, close to my heart paper has like, it's printed paper, so the inside is white. the girls are being, you know how you have like group chats? Yeah. Okay. The group chat is lit today. Okay. Anyways, I muted them. So how it's a printed paper, so it's got a white core, so the ink doesn't dry like right away. If I feel like it sits on top and it kind of takes a little bit of time to dry, just keep that in mind. If you're working with paper that doesn't dry, you're going to get fingerprints in it if you touch it. I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. So I'm usually, I don't want to say usually, I'm, you know, pretty good about remembering such things as that. Now for this one, because we did tone on tone, and it actually makes that what drama kind of pop on this one, doesn't it? It's kind of cool. I'm probably going to do that same one on the inside. I have my card base. Okay, let's go with, I need to cover this before I ink everything. Let's go with that sentiment. And it's not clean, so I'm going to pull in this one before I get too far. Just because my stamp is already dirty, I don't want to place it and then move it and then it's inked my background, you know, or inked my piece of paper, and I hate for that to happen. Okay, I'm not going to test it. I'm pretty confident where it's at, and if it's not where it's supposed to be, you know we can fix it. So I'm going to come in with the First Define Onyx Black, stamp my inside sentiment. It looks pretty lined up, pretty good there. And I think I'm just going to come in with my stamp with the little fly on it. Jamie has to find said little fly. Okay. And I'm just going to add a couple of little flies around here. It kind of spreads out that sentiment a little bit. You can write over it if you like to write a lot. I don't like to write a lot, so it gives me an excuse not to write a lot. Yeah. Okay, so that one is done. Put that off to the side. And I'm going to bring in my Teflon bone folder here and just crease it a little bit better. I have achy fingers. Okay. I don't know where I pulled all these pieces of acetate from, but I pulled a bunch of them. Holy shnikes. Okay. And the glue. So I'm just going to glue on my card base here. And at this point, my ink is dry on the outside, so I don't have to worry about my fingerprints and or smearing it on my white card base outside. And then this one is just going to go down here. Now, I suppose I could have done a teal color down there or something that was, you know, like that color. I could have even cut a little strip off this one, flipped it, and then pieced it back together on my card base. I guess it could have worked too. And then I'm just going to pop that one down in the corner there. And I think we'll add some glossy accents for this one's eyes. Maybe. I'm still using the glossy accent bottle that I said like 3 months ago that I should just throw and grab my unopened one. But, you know, I've been using this one for 10 years. I don't know how many years. It's been a long time. It's not my only one. I was using some other ones. Close to my heart used to have one too. And I used almost a whole bottle up, and then it got towards the end and it was like, got thick. Well, this one is kind of getting there. It keeps clogging. It's got chunks in it. Okay. Okay. This one eyeball is thicker than the other one, which is kind of funny. So it kind of looks like the one is like hanging out of his head. It's all good. Okay. There we go. And our envelope. Let's see here. Card 11, which was tone on tone. And let's find our Furious Farmyard. We could do just the fly on this one, or we could do the little guy and the buzz. I think we're going to go this way. I'm just going to cheat and maybe use a block if I can find one that's going to fit. $5,000 blocks and I can't find a small one. Go figure. Okay. I don't have 5,000. I have a bunch though. I would probably use a smaller block. The 1x1 is just a little too small for this one, so I'll go with, let's go with saltwater taffy for this one. Throw in some pink. And I'm just going to put that little guy down there, and then I'm going to bring in the speckled egg and the little fly. And then on the back, I'm just going to add a couple. I guess we could kind of do like the pattern paper that we have on the inside, or on the card front. Just kind of do some random little buzzards. If I had a little like butterfly trail or fly trail handy, I could have added that, but this is good. Okay. All right, good enough. So we have the flies on the back, and then of course the little chickie with his eyes to the fly on the front. And you could definitely, you know, do a little image there, which would be kind of cute too. But there is card number 11.
Hope you got your s'mores ready. It's time for stamp camp.